If you ask us fans why we love the beautiful game of football, the Euro 2020 tournament is one of many examples we will be using to capture our love for the game. The tournament has had its down moments, but has fully come alive in the knockout rounds as expected. We just recently witnessed some of the most exciting football seen in 2021 in the Spain vs Croatia and France vs Switzerland game. The full emotional spectrum was on display among fans of the national teams involved as well as neutrals. We also saw England finally defeat Germany in an international match after more than 3 decades of football, and an incredible match between Sweden and Ukraine, who qualified from their Euro 2020 group as the best losers. So far, it has started living up to its hype, and we fans could not be happier. Now, we have the matchups for the quarterfinals, and the most interesting matchup is the second quarterfinal match between the Red Devils of Belgium and the Azzurri of Italy, a match which we project will be producing one of the finalists and possible winner of the Euro 2020 tournament. Here are 5 reasons why we think Belgium vs Italy is going to produce the winner of the tournament. Number 1. Belgium has lived up to their status as the number 1 team in the world. Since the last World Cup in 2018 hosted by Russia, Belgium have maintained their position at the top of the FIFA World Rankings as the number 1 men's national team. They have brushed aside opponents with some ease and have shown serious fight against others and have come out top in many of their games. Their run-up to the Euro 2020 tournament saw them completely dominate their qualifier group, which had Russia, Scotland, Cyprus, Kazakhstan and San Marino. In the 10 qualifier matches played, they beat their opponents home and away, scoring 40 goals and conceding only 3. In their Euro 2020 group stage fixtures, they had Denmark, Finland and Russia to contend with, and they came out top of the group, winning all 3 matches by scoring 7 goals and conceding only 1 to Christian Eriksen's Denmark. Then came the tough fixture against giant killers and defending champions of the Euro trophy, Portugal, led by Cristiano Ronaldo, the tournament's highest goal scorer and a man who can settle games at the drop of a hat. It was a hard-fought victory, but they eventually saw Portugal out of the tournament. The Red Devils of Belgium have had the world on its toes since their standout 2018 World Cup performance, where they secured 3rd place after seeing out the likes of England, Tunisia, who is Africa's 2nd highest ranked FIFA team and the continent's 2nd best team, as well as Panama in the group stages, before taking on and beating both Japan and Brazil. They lost to eventual winners France in the semi-finals and brushed aside England convincingly in the 3rd place playoff. At this point, it seems like it will only take a miracle to stop Belgium from bagging a trophy, and with Romelu Lukaku in the best form of his career, as well as the other magicians in the squad, it will be very brave to bet against Belgium winning the Euros. Number 2. Italy are on the fastest upward trajectory ever witnessed in international football. Italy lost their throne after a topsy-turvy run of form which lasted from the late 2000s to the mid-2010s. However, Roberto Mancini's appointment as manager after Italy failed to qualify for the World Cup in Russia for the first time since 1958 brought some much-needed changes to the team. After one loss in Mancini's first 2 games in charge, they have since gone 31 games unbeaten under the former Inter Milan and Manchester City manager, including the Euro 2020 group stage victories against Wales, Turkey and Switzerland, and a round of 16 victory against Austria, which saw them concede for the first time in the ongoing tournament. Mancini's emphasis on a solid defense has helped Italy greatly, who have never been short on midfield and attacking talents, even in their bad stretch. In the time he spent with Italy, they have only conceded 15 goals but have scored over 50 in the process. In that time, they rose from being the 21st best team in the world to being the 7th best team in the world. No other national team in football history has risen this much in the FIFA rankings in a space of 3 years. An argument can be made using the teams they have played against in this period, the likes of Lithuania and Armenia, and teams who aren't in the top 40 of the FIFA rankings. However, their impeccable defense and totally dominating style of play has seen them boss these opponents, as well as tougher opponents like Netherlands and Turkey, to rise up the rankings. They have already broken a Euro record by being the first team to qualify from the group stages without conceding a goal. And with Mancini's style of management and the never-say-die attitude of the Italian players, Belgium, the #1 team in the world, is the only team that stands between them and the Euro 2020 title. Number 3. The energy of the Italians is unmatched. In the group stage games against Turkey, Wales and Switzerland, we saw the Azzurri dominate from start to finish, barely giving their opponents any time on the ball. Against Turkey, they had 24 shots. Against Switzerland, they had 13 shots. Against Wales, they had 23 shots. And against Austria, they had 27 shots. They also are in the top 3 of the most fouls suffered in the tournament so far, showing their determination to outplay their opponents, while being in the top 10 of the most fouls committed, also showing their determination to win the ball back by all means from their opponents. They are only second to Spain in number of attacks made in the tournament so far, racking up a whopping 243 forays into the box in their 4 matches played. They also have 13 offside calls against them, the most in the tournament, which shows that they are not afraid to push forward with intensity and intent. They also keep the ball very well, as they are third in the stats for the most passes completed. Belgium will have a lot of work in their hands in their quarter-final game, and if Italy happens to win, it will take an extraordinary performance from their semi-final opponents to thwart their Euro 2020 title charge. Number 4. Belgium have Romelu Lukaku. There is no striker better than Romelu Lukaku and Robert Lewandowski on current form. Lewandowski and Poland have been eliminated from the tournament despite the strikers' brilliant performances, but Romelu Lukaku remains to fight another day with the Red Devils of Belgium, and he is the biggest gun they have. He is also the biggest gun in the tournament presently, which is a danger for Italy, Belgium's quarter-final opponents, as well as any other team who may be unlucky to face Belgium. While Lukaku isn't banging in the goals as much as Lewandowski and some other strikers, no other striker can come close to Lukaku right now in terms of game influence. Romelu Lukaku came into the Euro 2020 tournament as Belgium's all-time leading goal scorer and has added more to that tally with his 3 goals so far in the tournament. He finished the Serie A season as its MVP, scoring 24 goals and providing 11 assists, the most in the competition, which helped Inter Milan to its first Scudetto in 10 years. At just 28 years of age, Romelu Lukaku is one of few active players to have crossed the 300 career goal mark before the age of 30, and he is still growing strong. Romelu Lukaku has had 9 attempts at goal in the Euro 2020 tournament, scoring 3 of them. This places him as the most lethal striker in the tournament. All of these qualities make Belgium a threat for any team not named Italy right now, and a shoo-in for the Euro 2020 title. Number 5. Belgium and Italy have the 2 best tacticians on the international stage right now. Roberto Martinez has proven to be one of the best international coaches in recent times, despite not having as much experience as many of the coaches he has faced in his career. He is a typical example of players who were never the best but went on to become brilliant football managers, having played at minnow clubs like Motherwell in England, Chester City also in England, Balaguer in Spain, and Swansea City. His managerial career before taking the reins at Belgium was with Everton, from where he was sacked, Wigan Athletic, and Swansea City. After a shaky start which saw Belgium drop from second place in the FIFA men's national team rankings, Martinez has slowly built a team of golden boys to take Belgium to the #1 spot, which they have held for 2 years in a row. His Italian counterpart, on the other hand, is much more experienced, having managed title-winning club sides like Inter Milan, Manchester City, Galatasaray, and Zenit St. Petersburg, before taking up the reins at a struggling Italy and guiding them to an invincible year in international football. Bar these two managers, and arguably Luis Enrique of Spain, no other manager in Euro 2020 have been convincing in their tactics. And seeing as both Mancini and Martinez have some of Europe's biggest and best players at their disposal, there is almost nothing stopping either of them but each other on the road to the Euro 2020 title.
Looking for the best websites for your next game day stake? Topbets.com.ng has the juice on all of Nigeria's best gaming websites from Nigeria's biggest gaming companies. Compare the odds and markets and make the best choice for you before you make your next stake. Check out game day reviews, previews, top tips, and predictions to help you make the best choice.
I don't know about you, but this Euros has been the best tournament I've ever watched in my entire lifetime. And we are not even done yet. We're only in the quarterfinal stage. And a game like Belgium versus Italy is obviously the one to watch, the biggest game of the quarterfinal bracket. And it's going to be really tight because both teams have shown that they can defend, Italy more than Belgium. At least Belgium showed in the last game, in the round of 16 game, that they can hold on to a lead and soak up pressure and hit on the counter-attack, if not for minor mistakes from Carrasco. I think Italy might just win just because Belgium are more reliant on their individual talent and Italy play like a team. I think Italy are going to take the victory in this one because they have more cohesion, and Belgium are suffering from a bit of an injury crisis. Some players like Kevin De Bruyne and Hazard were not actually fit coming into the tournament. So I give Italy the win because they are fitter and they will be more, I can't say prepared, but they'll be sharper for the match. England versus Ukraine, obviously the favourites for this match will be England because they have so much momentum coming from a huge victory against Germany where they dominated, barring a shaky start, they dominated and they played really well. Ukraine are alright, but they have a few technical players here or there, Zinchenko, Yarmolenko, but they aren't good enough to beat England. They don't have enough quality and firepower. England just have too much momentum on their side right now. Spain versus Switzerland is going to be a 4-3 to Spain, I think, because Spain can't defend. Neither can Switzerland, and both teams have momentum behind them from getting those big wins. But I think Spain is going to win just based off of the ability to control the tempo of a match, which they will do against Switzerland. Switzerland also want to sit back and counter, so that should be a really good one. Then Denmark against Czech Republic. I think both teams seem evenly matched in terms of how they play and how well they've done. But Denmark are scoring loads and loads of goals and not conceding many either. Czech Republic are really organized, so you don't concede much, but they don't score much either. But I feel Denmark might just have, the edge because they have more quality players up front. Although Czech Republic have Patrick Schick, who is in ridiculous form, but I think Denmark will win based off of the emotional momentum, and they are already sentimental favorites.
So for the Switzerland versus Spain game, both teams are coming off very emotional round of 16 fixtures and an extra time, and I think fatigue will be a factor in the game. Being an early kickoff as well, at it kicks off at 5 p.m. I think fatigue will be a factor in this game, and it would definitely decide. But I think the Spanish have the quality to go through. Their style of play would tire out the Swiss. I think they have the advantage of being able to tire out the Swiss, but the Swiss would also try to attack them with their wing backs and all that. But like I said earlier, I doubt they would have the physical stamina to go all the way with the Spanish heavy possession style of play. And now looking forward to the Belgium versus Italy game. Personally, I think the winner of this game would make it to the final. I really do think that the winner of this fixture could also win the tournament as well. I would have preferred this fixture as a semi-final or the final, but we have it in the quarter-final. So, it looks like the game of the round. It looks like the one that has that looks more likely to be a spectacle, and that's what I expect it to be as well. The Czech Republic versus Denmark game has the feelings of another European classic. Both countries are proud countries. Denmark are emotionally charged after Christian Eriksen's heart attack and cardiac arrest. So it's going to be a very, very spectacular game. And I think the dark horses of the tournament are in this tie. And whoever advances will officially be the dark horses of Euro 2020, and makes it to the semi-final. I tip Denmark to make it past the Czechs. I think they have more quality. The Czechs are physical, they counter-attack, they have strength in the air, but I think the Denmark have more about them to take them all the way. And the final fixture, Ukraine versus England, it looks like it's going to be a very pragmatic game as well. Gareth Southgate and England won't give anything away. They've not considered the goal at the Euros so far. Ukraine are also they are no small performers. They can turn up on the day like they did against Sweden, and like they did win the game in the last moment of extra time against Sweden. So I think they would have a similar game plan to shock the English, but I think the English have it in them to go all the way to make it past this fixture, and I think the winner of this fixture would also make it to the final, which is obviously England. England are favourites in that game, so I think England versus the winner of Belgium Italy makes it to the final.
And that's our show for today, everyone. Make sure to share your comments on all the opinions expressed in this video in the comment section below, as well as your predictions for the remaining games of the Euro 2020 tournament. Thank you to our sponsor topbets.com.ng, and thank you for watching. Until the next video, stay jiggy everyone.